What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Cody Crafted. Today, it's a Jeep thing, and I'm here to help you understand. But you probably already know if you're watching this video. Yeah.
Click that like button and subscribe to the channel. Also, if you would like more content, follow social media at CodyCrafted on Instagram.
Okay, today we got JKS parts. We've been really impressed with these components lately. The last couple of these I've done. We don't film a lot of Jeepy things. Don't really know why. I don't know. We do a lot of Toyotas. We do a fair bit of Jeeps too. We do all kinds of fun stuff. That's because we're in the cool shit business. That is correct. And this thing has got 2,000 miles on it. Our customer Chris, repeat client of ours, this is actually his 4th trip back with his 2nd vehicle with us. He had a JK and it was kind of decked out, and we helped him do some stuff along the last couple of years. Pentastar problems. Yeah, rocker arms and cam chains and all that fun stuff about a year ago. And he was like, man, I'm gonna move to Colorado and I'm gonna buy me a Gladiator. And I was like, okay, cool, sounds good, we sure appreciate it. Well, then he calls me a couple months ago and he's like, hey, we got moved to Colorado and I bought a Gladiator. I was like, okay, cool. And he's like, I don't know anybody up here that I trust as much as I do Cody Crafted. Yeah, us. So I thought that was pretty cool. So Chris was like, hey man, I got a business trip. I got a couple of days and I'm going to leave this with you. I'm buying my new Gladiator. I pick it up in like 2 weeks and then I'm coming down. And so he drove down from Colorado. And of course, got a wiped out windshield and some ducks. I don't know. Love you, Chris, but ducks are... Anyways, yeah, on the trip down, 2,000 mile truck. Ka-chow. That's a bad ducking deal. Anyways, so we want good ride quality. We want to be able to carry some capacity. He bought a Gladiator because he's got a little trailer that he tows. And he's a fan of these Canadi Trailhog Terra Command. These are the Terra Commander. He had Trail Hogs on the last one. So he sent these over to me, and then also a set of Rock Tricks wheels, RT105s. Pretty cool. He likes this Jeep. I like this Jeep. It's pretty cool. It's got this like denim looking interior in it, but the factory 20s are not having it. I like that kind of denim with the little gold trim, all black. Black is the darkest night. Black like the soul of a YouTuber. That's right. Okay, so all kidding aside, JKS has like a gas shock, and then they have like Foxes and they have like Kings, and we wanted something a little different. The Bilsteins, these are 5100s. These are the rears, or sorry, the fronts. Those are the rears. We can throw the part numbers on here. The rears that we're running. Yep, that's cute. The rears that we're gonna run. That one. The front is that one. Yep. This is the J-Spec kit. It's got track bars that are adjustable. It's got some bracketry. It's got some coils. Apparently this thing sets it pretty much like dead level, but it's a truckish thing, so he wants to do truckish things with it. So we grabbed a couple of 1/2-inch spacers from Dobinson's. And I had a Dobinson's order already, so we threw those on there. So those are going to go on top of those, just like that. First things first, instructions. Make sure you read your instructions first, kids. Actual first things first for us, because we've done these kits before, and, you know, I mean, I'm a professional, ladies and gentlemen. It's what we do here. We're going to take a couple measurements and see where we land, and then we'll get the suspension knocked out. We'll get the tires and the wheels thrown in the back. we'll head up to our local homies up at Discount Tire. We'll get those mounted up. We're going to head across the hall over there on the other side of that door, and we will get them to do the alignment for us. Always align after doing things. That's right. It's got some fancy headlights. It's got some fancy lights right there. I don't know much about these. Hadn't messed with them. I don't know. He's a Jeeper. He knows what he wants. No problem. Called the right guy for the job for the suspension, though. You got it. All right, let's get the ball rolling. Take some measurements. Get this thing in the air. Get these wheels off. And we got wrenches to spin. Okay, and we're up. The ground to right here on this little radius was 37 inches in the front, 39 in the rear. It's about 37 and an eighth. So we're basically 2 inches of rake. Our kit from JKS is 3.5 in the front. This is the 3 to 3.5 front, 2 to 2.5 in the rear. So that should leave us with about 1 inch of rake. He wants a little less rake than that, or sorry, a little bit more rake than that because of towing the trailer and whatnot. So we're going to put those bump stops in the rear, or those spacers in the rear. Let me tell you how freaking heavy these 20s are. I haven't put the scale on them yet, but these factory wheels keep calling. Don't scratch. There we go. They're like as heavy as a 35 almost, which is convenient because we got 35s right there. We're going to check those over. According to the instructions, first thing we do, pull the track bar, pull the sway bars, loosen all the arms, drop the shocks, and we droop the rear end out. So that's what we're going to do. 21 millimeter right here. These are 18s. We've got sway bar links to build. We're going to get that rolling. And let's get to work. I'm a big fan of upgrading the track bars. I just think it's worth the wait, especially on Jeeps. I did notice, and I'll tell you guys about it here in a minute, how much thicker the front track bar bracket is than they used to be back in the day. That was always a thing. Every Jeep we ever did would always come back, well, not come back, but I would always get calls for Jeeps with death wobble. I still do. Death wobble is definitely a thing. And what I would find is that not only is the factory track bar just not stout enough, the bracket on the bracket on the diff was like really thin. It was like, I don't know, 14 gauge or something. Like they were really thin. All the JKs, I haven't done a lot of JL stuff just because we're not like a Jeep specific shop, so we don't get a ton of Jeep calls. Most of the Jeeps I do is usually wind up fixing death wobble and fixing other people's junk that they did poorly at some, lift kit shop or some tire shop that does lift kits. That's why I like to tell people we don't do lift kits. We do suspension systems designed to work together, and we pick our components accordingly. So that's just me. Maybe I'm picky. Maybe I'm bougie. Maybe I'm special ed. Okay, so the brake line bracket, we did loosen it because it wants that extra little bit of space there. As you can see, our coil spacer, these Dobinson's ones, normally you spacer at the top. A lot of times these actually go at the bottom because of the diameters. The instructions for the JKS kit will tell you a couple of notes. The upper, see how it has this little teddy right here, and then we transferred the little plastic piece onto the coil, and that's for the coil to like rub itself and not squeak. So let's get this puppy in here. A little push. There we go. Right there. Just like it. And then we'll check our manipular at the top. So our orientation goes thusly right there. Okay, that side's done. Lather, rinse, repeat, other side. And you can see how the coil, the factory coil, has already been touching this little plastic piece. So it had a blue paint line, and that stopped right there. So we're repeating, and then it just clips on. So now we gotta put it in. Just give it a little push. Come on, baby. There we go. Just like that. Okay, nothing fancy, just a Bilstein. This is for, 3 inches of lift or whatever. One thing about Bilsteins, the sticker always goes right side up. The Germans, they're very good about this thing, so practice accordingly. It will fit the wrong way, but don't do that. Just lower your jack into position so that everything lines up nicely. And don't tighten yet. We don't tighten until it's at ride height. Next step is to install our bump stop spacers. These are 5/16, so they take a 1/2 inch. Well, I'm gonna defer to the original orientation and run them to the inside. Little tech tip, also, I was wrong. Steve, you can laugh. The track bar stays on this one. I thought this kit was getting another track bar, and it's been a couple weeks since I ordered it. So, anyways, put a ratchet strap to pull the diff over into position. So just give it a little tuggy tug with the strap. Maybe a strap that doesn't suck. Geez Louise, come on. Crappy McCrapperson. Okay. And then under pressure. Yeah, get a better strap than this piece of junk. This one's going in the scrap bin right now. Okay, I'm not going to lock down the sway bar brackets just yet because I feel like their instructions were wrong about which side to put the ball end joints, and they're also I feel like these are too short, or too long. Back in my race car days, what we would do is we would level the sway bar at ride height. So we'll work off of that. I'm gonna put the brake line brackets back on because we're good there, and then we are ready to throw the rear wheels on and drop the diff. Yeah, boy. All right, Ricky's here with us today. Yesterday was his birthday. Everybody jump in the comments. Tell Ricky happy birthday. Isn't that right, Rico? Yeah. 31? 31. Getting to be an old man. So just like in the rear, we got to bust some things loose. We got to get some control arms loosened up. This is you and the dude she tells you not to worry about. It literally probably weighs twice. Yeah, twice. Rubber bushing on this end for factory style ride quality. Rubber bushing on this end. Adjustment. Big nasty. Adjustable. Fantastic. We got our coils. And we got everything broke loose. 18s and 21s pretty much on everything. Sway bar ball socket is the same. Or ball joint is the same. You got to put the hex on the inside in order to get this off. We had to take the brake line mounting tabs, drop those down. Shocks are all loose. Right now it's just being supported by the shock, and we're gonna raise it up with the training jack here in just a second. On the inside uppers, You do have to take one 10mm little M6 bolt out to move this heat shield back and loosen this guy. Everything is loosey-goosey. Yeah, boy. We do have some bump stop extenders as part of the kit. These fancy chunks of aluminum. These are real nice. This keeps your tires from grabbing your fenders. This does have front sway bar disconnects in this kit. Of course, we got Boxo hardware. Looks like we got lower cam-eccentric lockout plates. So that's nice. Keeps those from slipping. Got some boats. Got some more boats. Got this here apparatus. This is going to hold your sway bar. When you disconnect the sway bar, this holds your links up so they don't get in the way. And so there's one per side. And yeah, so got that guy to put on. Looks like we got to knock one of these sway bar mount tabs off on the non-Rubicon model. So we're running under the assumption it's this guy right here. So we'll have that out of here in just a minute. Similar to the rear. Alright, so same deal as the back here, gang. We got the little rubber nipplers right there. There's two of them. Okay, we got to come way down, so we're gonna unbolt this guy right here on the lower control arm. Try to give us all the slacks. Oh yeah, all the space. All right, so skinny side of the coil goes up. Okay, there we go, like that, like that. This guy slips up in there, thusly, and then this whole thing clocks like that. Okay, this side's a lot easier without all the drag linky shenanigans. And I'm gonna say we go ahead and throw a shock in at this point, right? Keep it from falling. All right, just like before, sticker goes upright. And then these have an offset in them. See this length on this side? That goes away from the frame. Buys you some frame clearance. So, pushes the shock to the outside. That's pretty cool, pretty cool. Now the question is, will the hardware fit through the hole down here for the bump stop spacer? Or am I stupid and we were supposed to drill that out while we had the coils out? Only time will tell. Well, you can put the flange nut on the bottom. Just don't get your sausage fingers stuck. Ah. There we go. All right, cool. Woo. That was fun. No, you don't have to drill them. Okay, we're going to cut this little tab off per the instrucciones. Just a little line right there. Ricky's got our favorite cutoff tool, the Extendo Bango Bingo Bango. Got her. Okay, I'll be honest with you guys, I was confused for a second here. We had another bolt pack that was laying around. The factory sway bar bolts are not going to fit through here because this is where the ball stud originally went. And so I was reading through the directions, and this is a 2025, so 24 and 25 models use M14 hardware, which, I'll be honest with you, it's still a little sloppy for my taste, but you know, it's a lot better than the other alternative that they had going there. So there's a bunch of sleeves that come with this kit. 1, 2, okay. But there's only 2 that fit the M14 hardware. So it goes thusly. bolt,
I'll put the
bolt,
bolt on the inside.
washer, sleeve, sway bar. All right, so this goes like this. And then this spacer goes here. And then that guy goes like that. And then stover nut and washer. Okay, so that's how that works. Because I'll be honest with you, I was a little confused for a second. This is non-Rubicon setup. So then this all gets snugged up and torqued to, I believe, 65 feet-pounds. So, yay. Do that this side and another side. Okay, at this point, everything is pretty snugged up. We still got to put the track bar in. That's relatively straightforward. Same thing we did in the rear. We're going to use a ratchet strap to pull it over. The next little complexity, see this little guy that it comes with? This fits in between these two little notches right here. And so what we're going to do is we're going to pull the lower control arm bolt. We're going to lay this guy up so it's rearward at its most. We're going to mark it, and then we're going to clearance it with a die grinder. That is per the instructions. I actually have to run to a meeting real quick. So Ricky's going to knock that out. It's relatively straightforward. Yeah, it's a die grinder and a Sharpie and not a problem. You can do it. I have faith in you. I know you can do it. No. Quit questioning yourself. You can do it. The last thing is this track bar. And I think it says to set it to 39 inches, if I remember correctly. It's in the instructions. We're going to put some anti-seize on here because these things tend to gall up over time. And you got to make sure you tighten the absolute dog snot out of that jam nut. Because if you don't, you're going to have a problem. After that, we will go through and we will retorque every control arm and all the shocks with the weight on the ground. And then we will test drive it and go get the tires mounted and get it aligned. So we'll be back for that here in just a minute. All right, I'm back from my meeting. Ricky's got our plates installed. Shaved them down a little bit so they set down inside the tabs there. Keeps them from moving around. Okay, so we need to pull the front diff over. So the easiest way to do that, just like we did on the rear, is with the ratchet strap. This takes a little effort, but there you go. Okay, at this point, I think we can throw the wheels back on it, set her down on the ground, see what she looks like. Then we can go get our other tires mounted up. Still got a little bit of rake, which is good. That's what we were shooting for. Well, it'll settle a little bit, but let's get a measurement. Let's see what it looks like. All right, so we were at 37 1/8. And we are now at 40 3/4. So over 3 inches. All right, we got everything torqued up as good as we can on the ground. We'll hit it again when it's on the alignment rack. I like it. I think it's a good size. I like the little bit of rake in it, especially since it's like usable. I think that's a really good height. 35s are going to help a lot. It's definitely a lot taller. You got to get these guys on. These are 35 1250 18s, and get those guys rolled on. Get them wheels mounted up. We're headed over to Discount. The homies at Discount Tire. Shout out to y'all. They help us out every time. They do a good job. I like them. So I'm gonna go do that. And we'll be right back. Sit rep. We are back. It is the next morning. I picked it up late yesterday. Let's head next door. Bugman just left. We've been using these guys for years. All right. It's nice having an alignment shop across the hall. Look how pretty that is. All right, so talking about alignments on Jeeps, there's only so much you can do, and we're not going to spend a ton of time messing with things because it's a Jeep. It ain't that. It's got 35-inch 1-ton tires on it. There's only so much you can do here, right? Let's look at these numbers. Caster, 573, 546, all the caster. Yes, I love all the caster. Camber, negligible, doesn't really matter. A little bit of toe. We're gonna get some toe set.
We did that.
We got it.
Had too much on it.
Oh yeah.
Where were you?
At right at 40, 38.
40.
040? Or 0.4? 0.40.
40.
Yeah, 0.40. I like 050. I like 050 on solid axle stuff. I don't like a ton of toe. No. Ton of toe kills tires.
Yeah, that's what I was telling you.
Makes it twitchy, and it kills tires. More importantly, it kills tires. So they're gonna get this wrapped up. I'm gonna get out of their hair, and we'll do one more final test drive. We're gonna plug in our tuner, Z Automotive Taser Mini. Those things work really well, and we're gonna get that done, and then should be ready to go home this afternoon. We'll let Mr. Chris come get it. Impromptu tire opinion. You don't need LTs on a Jeep. I told him, Chris, I told you. They're stiff. This thing was so smooth with the stock 20s on it, and then we put 123 Qs, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, Brandon, where are you?
Where'd they go? Right there. Yeah, 123Q LTs. They're too heavy. They're too stiff, even with only 35 pounds in them. Makes it a little jarring. But the man likes chunky boy tires that don't cut on rocks, so everything is a compromise. That's how it works. Let's get it wrapped up. Alrighty guys, we are aligned, we are test driven, we are shook down. I need to plug in the tuner thingy, but that's a whole, like, there's videos on that. You don't care about that. We're just gonna reset for the tire size, and then he can play with all the rest of the other features and benefits and whatnot. But I do think I'm really glad we added the 1/2 inch spacer in the back. You guys jump in the comments, tell me what you think. I like a little bit of rake. Actually, it has exactly the same angle of rake as my shop truck. Like, almost exactly the same. So, I like having just enough so that when you hook up a trailer or whatever to it. All right, big fancy outro. You ready? Here it is. Thank you. Thank you for watching. We sure appreciate it. If you like what we do here, jump in the comments and tell us that you like what we do. If you think I did something wrong, jump in the comments and tell me. Drive that engagement, share, like, subscribe, tell your friends. We do cool stuff all the time. We try to post every week. And be sure to check out the merch down below. Tell them bye, boys. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. We'll see y'all on the next one. Thank you for watching. Okay, sorry for the breeze. Mike stopped by, and he had his trailer because he was dropping off material for us. Say hi to the people, Mike.
Hello, hello.
That's right. Like and subscribe and whatnot. So we just figured we do that for the gram. That's with the front sway bar still connected, and that is knee high. I didn't really feel like disconnecting the front sway bar because Chris is going to be here in a minute to pick it up. So we're going to take our thumbnail, but you've already seen this picture because it was the one you clicked on, and we appreciate you clicking on it. That's right, we do appreciate you clicking on it, and you tell your friends and whatnot. So this is us taking the thumbnail. Sideways, but it doesn't matter which one. Can you even see me? There you go.
You don't want to do this one maybe, just to make it look extra flamboyant and gay. Just like.
Oh, I can do that. I don't care. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Also, we're picking up all the audio from this, so it goes in the blooper reel, isn't that right, Steve-O?
Gotta kick your feet up too. Yeah, there you go. Yes, the cross foot in. Work it, work it.
I'm old and fat, people. Leave me alone. All right.